Today we're going to start the beginning of stoichiometry. So we're going to be working with mole ratio and mole-to-mole conversions. So this is the first part of stoichiometry, which is the study of the quantitative aspects of chemical reactions. So how can we measure out chemical reactions? And this is all based around the law of conservation of mass, which means it is absolutely critical to have a balanced chemical equation. Your chemical reaction has to be balanced for stoichiometry to work. Now, why do we need stoichiometry? Well, chemical reactions tell us the mole ratios of substances. That's what the coefficients do. Okay, so I'm just going to, add in here. The coefficients are what is going to make up our mole ratio. But in real life, we can't measure chemicals with little mole scoopers, right? That doesn't exist. So instead, we have to measure our chemical compounds by using mass. We use our little pocket scales, right? Like this. And then we put our little thing on there and we say, okay, maybe I have 2 grams of NaCl. That's the only way we can really measure out our chemicals. So stoichiometry is a certain type of math that helps us convert between grams and moles so that we can use our balanced equation correctly. So the first concept we need is this idea of a mole ratio, okay? Your mole ratio is just like ingredients in a recipe, okay? If I was making chocolate chip cookies, all right, my recipe might call for 1 cup of flour and 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon vanilla, right? And this is like a ratio. If I wanted to double the amount of chocolate chip cookies that I'm making, we know I would just double the recipe. I'd use 2 cups of flour and 4 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay? So in these reactions, the coefficients are acting as our recipe. All right? So for example, in this one, I have methane plus oxygen yields carbon dioxide and water. All right? Now, the coefficients are telling me that for every 1 methane, I need 2 moles of oxygen, and as a result, I will produce 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. So we can look at these as some sort of ratio. For example, for every 1 mole of CH4, okay, I'm going to yield and produce 1 mole of carbon dioxide. I could also say, if I made 1 mole of carbon dioxide, I must have used up 1 mole of methane. Let's look at another mole ratio in here. How about the mole ratios of methane to water? So I can look at the coefficient for methane and the coefficient for water. So for every 1 mole of methane, I'm going to make 2 moles of water. Or if I made 2 moles of water, I would need 1 mole of methane. All right, so these are going to become our conversion factors. So the mole ratio is your conversion factor. And this is going to allow us to change compounds. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, in the reaction, methane, 1 mole of methane plus 2 moles of oxygen yields 1 mole of carbon dioxide plus 2 moles of water. how many moles of methane were used if 1 mole of water is produced. So I'm going to set this up like every other chemistry problem that we've ever had, right? We're going to find our given 1 mole of water. So our given is 1 mole H2O. Our unknown is how many moles of methane. Okay, notice this time I'm asking for an unknown of a different compound. How many moles of methane? And I know in order to do that, I'm going to need a mole ratio. So we're going to look at what are the coefficients on methane and water. For every 1 mole of methane, for every 1 mole of methane, I am going to produce 2 moles of H2O. Now, we know we can write any of these as a fraction. We can do 1 mole of methane produces 2 moles of H2O. Or if I had 2 moles of H2O, I needed to use 1 mole of CH4. So now we're ready to set up our problem. We're going to write our given. Our given is 1 mole H2O. We know we have to use a conversion factor. And our goal is to get this into moles of CH4. Now the units we want go on top. So I'm going to use the one that has the units I want on top, which is this one right here. So I'm going to use 1 mole CH4 produces 2 moles of H2O. Now I know I set this up correctly because my units cancel out, moles of H2O and moles of H2O. So what am I left with? Moles of CH4. Now our numbers are top and bottom, so what are we going to do? Divide. And 1 divided by 2 is 0.5 moles of CH4. All right, let's look at one more example. If 2 moles of CH4 react, how many moles of water are produced? So again, we're going to set up our unknown, our given. What's our given? 2 moles of CH4. Now we have to find our unknown. How many moles of H2O? And we are going to need our conversion factor. So we know we are comparing the coefficient of methane to the coefficient of water. So I have 1 mole CH4 is equal to 2 moles H2O. Now we can set up our equation. So our given is 2 moles CH4. I have to multiply that by a conversion factor to get our answer, which is moles of H2O. The units I want go on top. So moles of H2O means moles of H2O is going to go on top. So I'm going to put 2 moles H2O over 1 mole CH4. I know I set this up correctly because moles of CH4 and moles of CH4 cancel out. Our numbers are side by side this time, so what are we going to do? Multiply. So 2 times 2 is 4, so the answer is 4 moles of H2O. All right, let's do one more. So I have nitrogen gas plus hydrogen gas makes ammonia gas. Okay, if 4.5 moles of nitrogen reacts, how many moles of ammonia are produced? Okay, So we're going to do the same thing. We find our given, okay, 4.5 moles of N2. We find our unknown, how many moles of NH3. So I'm going to set that up. 4.5 moles N2. I know I'm going to need a conversion factor to equal our moles of NH3. Now, where do I get my conversion factor from? Good, the balanced chemical equation. So I'm going to look at the coefficient for N2 and the coefficient for NH3. The unit I want goes on top, so I'm going to do 1 mole. NH3 goes on top, and 1 mole N2 goes on the bottom. I know I set this up correctly because my units and compounds cancel. So 4.5 times 1 divided by 1 is of course going to give us 4.5 moles of NH3. Now, this is kind of convenient because if we pay attention, all of the coefficients are 1 in this one, but we'll still set it up the same way. So how many moles of H2 are required to produce 5.80 moles of NH3? So our given is 5.8 moles of NH3. And I am trying to convert that into our unknown, which is moles of H2. Now I have to use my coefficients for my conversion factor. So I have NH3 and H2. The units I want go on top. So we're going to do 1 mole, H2 goes on top, and 1 mole, and H3 goes on the bottom. I know I set this up correctly because my units and compounds cancel. 5.8 times 1 divided by 1 gives us 5.8 moles of H2. And that's it. And that, my friends, is all the notes for today. So hopefully that helped you, and you will go ahead and start on your assignment where you're going to practice this.